Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Let's get that chat. Let's pop out the chat right now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the live stream of awesome and being like epics and cringe and free and live streaming and stuffs and being too awesome and epic for the world to handle. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Yay! Oh my god, dude. You would not believe this. The week I've had. You would not believe the week I've had. The week I've had has been crazy. Yeah. I'm doing this commission right now. I'm doing this Thayer period commission, which I'm quite excited about. And, yeah, so peak. Yes, guys, I have become a very, very cringe Dandy's World V self-shipper and Kenny. Yes, I can and self-ship V at the same time. So like that's like, I'm so cringe right now because I literally the first time I was like I love V was back in August 2025, and I was like, oh my god, V. And then I was like, no, I can't do this, otherwise it'll be too cringe. Even though I literally already draw like bright sparkle furries, like I can't have people knowing that I think V is so heart eyes. Hello, everybody. Wow, hello, Jeff the Burb. You said remember me. I remember you. You just changed your name. Okay, well, I can say Jeff the Burb quite easily. So nice W cell. W cell? Sorry, I meant to say W pilled because I mixed it up with self-shipping. Oopsie daisies. MJ, you're so true. Kidding and self-shipping with the same character. Like I don't do the same thing with Crystal Fruffany sprinkles every zapdo second. And freaking W pills. W pilled. I'm really like excited about V. Like I literally like I was thinking I was like, oh my god, V is so Peakazoid City. W core. I'm a very, very sharing Yume shipper because yes, I'm very extremely sharing. I will not be like, V is mine, and if you take V, I will kill you. Kitty.V is wife and girlfriend. And then make the video and flip a clip killing any other V self-shipper ever. Because that would be like me. But no, I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. That would be not it. That would be not it. Oh my god, yes. Flipper clipping is normal, so if the Neko we love. Well, okay. We love using Flipper clip, but we don't love what Flipper clip has done to Flipper clip, because they were like, oh yes, time to implement some whack features that are like, what is it, the subscription thing. So that was kind of L. Cringe MP3 said, please make a V fangirl video on crumple flip a clip, please. Oh my gosh, that would be such a peak idea. And I want to make it like authentic to the, if I did that, I would make it authentic to the style of like old like flip a clip videos. Well, besides the tracing part, but like, I don't know, maybe I'll trace myself. Maybe I'll trace myself for it. And be like, yes, I am Kitty Dog V's wife and girlfriend. And if you touch V, I'll turn you into a twisted. No. Oh my god. 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 Gotta make like a Crystal Tune Sona version, and then it would be like, if you take V from me, and then she transforms into her twisted version, and then she'll be like, I'll kill you. I'll kill you. Something Neko said, what? I'm low-key vibing with the flippin' shit updates. Mad at the subscription, but my mama bought the 2017 OG subscription. Okay, you're right. You're right about some of the features, because oh my god, I love like the mirror feature, the brushes and shit, like the actual shit that you draw with, that's peak. But like what I don't think is peak is like the AI shit that they added, because they added like AI voices, and I don't know if there's like AI image generation in it, but like I fucking hope not, because that's like giga not it. Because at least with the AI voices is but like if everybody, like if it was like from consenting data, then it's less bad. But like you can clone your own voice in it, which is kind of not it, because like then anybody could import like whatever voice they want to clone into it if they wanted to, which is scary. And the subscription, but like the actual creative stuff, that's peak. Like I get down with that. That's just W. But enough about mid-ass, L-ass, cringe-ass AI. Let's think about the only artificial intelligence computer I'd like. If V has an AI brain and isn't generally, like, I miss when AI was just like a fantasy concept, because then people make like characters that are AIs and that are like all like from a million ago that were like actual intelligent like computers. Matrix shit. That's how like I see like V might be like V might be like a computer brain. V might have computer brain in her brain. I was like imagining about like an AU about V, where like I was thinking of V, because I'm not all that familiar with the Dandy's World lore, but I started to get familiar with V because I was making a song and I got inspired by V's design for the song without knowing any of the lore. I just looked at her and I was like, yup, I'm gonna write a song inspired by this. And then I was like, I should probably not be a fake fan and learn at least the lore of V. And then I learned some of the lore of V, like the canonical stuff, and I was like, oh my god, she's so me, she's so me, she's so me, she's so me. I don't care if I self-ship, and if people say that I'm cringe because I self-ship, they can go cry about it, because I don't give a fuck, because now I'm like, it's been like 90 years since like I've been like passionate about like a character from a media that's not my own. Something Neko said, why is self-shipping taboo? It's objectively harmless. Honestly, I don't think it's like taboo per se, because like I guess it's more so what people think is it's cringe. But honestly, a lot of the people who think it's cringe are just like, I don't know, learned cringe culture and is like, I think it's fat. Like, cringe culture is so alive right now, and we cringe every day. And so like I'm more so of a cringe culture is dead ass motherfucker, but like for some reason I was very self-conscious about the self-shipping thing because like I was very self-conscious about it because like I don't know, like it's not my own character and it's not something that I self-shipped as a kid. Because things that are like I self-shipped these characters as a kid feel fine to me because like I don't care about that because when I was a kid I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna ship myself with like Homestuck. And that's like okay, I was just a silly little like kid who liked silly little characters, whatever. But like then I grew up and then I kind of was like, if I self ship, I don't know. But now I'm like, who gives a flying fuck? I'm happy, and that's what matters. And it's fun to like talk about it with my friends because one of my close friends is a very, very Dandy's World enjoyer player, and Kins Shelley. And I think it's really cool because it's like VX Shelley. I don't know. People accept VX Shelley. I kind of do. And I like to imagine about like the different character interactions. I'm somebody who's like, oh my gosh, I self-ship V, I self-ship V, I can V, and I multi-ship V, and I polyamorous V. V will be polyamorous now, and I will be like, yes, V is V is polyamorous now, and V will be in love with Shelly, and V will be in love with Crystal, and V will be in love with okay, this is context. Okay, I made an AU version of V in my head. So basically, V's in my head. Sorry, I had to. V's in my head. No. V is in my head. She's but basically, oh my god. I was imagining like if an AU where like V is like Crystal Fruffany sprinkles portals to her universe and splits off an alternate timeline where where she gets or not alternate timeline, alternate universe, because in my AU V is humanoid. All the tunes are more humanoid than before, but I just drew this because I'm silly. Like, okay, maybe they can swap between the more shorter like tune version versus the more humanoid version, which is the version that I drew with crystal sprinkles on her legs and stuff. But my idea for my AU is that the tunes are more humanoid just because fuck it, I like drawing them like that. And second of all, V has been V is part like a computer. She's a TV and a computer. So now like she was originally like a just TV and not connected to the internet, but then Crystal portaled to her universe, and then she got more Crystal basically like put more components in her like brain and installed a new like software so that she could like heal. And like the sort of software, like V was like, I'm so like canonically I learned more about V, and that V is like can't take compliments well, very blunt, very like her pride and joy is her game show, which she's very popular for, and she is insecure about being replaced and stuff like that. So what I decided in my AU is that Crystal would help her with the insecurity and install like more confidence in her brain. So so in my AU, she's more confident. She's very straightforward still. Like, she's got her whole same personality, very confident and straightforward, knows her worth. And because of that, she worked on like implementation with like research and eCore and stuff, and so they harnessed eCore to help the twisted. So instead of becoming like all fucked up and mangled and twisted and stuff, like the eCore can be like utilized in their body in a way to where like it can help them rather than hurt them. So now, instead of the twisteds, they got like it would be like a twisted design, but instead it would be like the eCore is like being used for the good of the world, and like they have good powers, W powers, and it's like, yeah, they're like happy and stuff. And so my idea, like, they would be like those designs would be based on the twisted designs, except for more like positive, I guess, core. Yeah. And then, yeah, after that, it's like, that was what I was giving context for my next thing. My next idea for this VAU, or this Dandy's AU thing, is that, like, you know how like V and Dandy like hate each other canonically or something, because like V tried to get more popular than Dandy, and also V is really like envious or jealous of Dandy and stuff canonically. My idea is that, like, in this AU, at first Dandy's like, what the hell, why are you like feeling into, like, Dandy would feel intimidated by V, I guess, because she's the one who's working on like implementing like the eCore, helping the twisteds not be twisted, like the W twisteds. I don't know, I'm gonna call them some shit like magic W twisteds and stuff. And so because of this, like Dandy tries to like be all like, I hate you, V, I'm gonna try and like, I'm gonna be a bitch and like get envious and stuff. But then V is like, V with her newfound confidence is like basically like, I'm too cool to give a fuck that you're being all envious and stuff. And so therefore, like, her coolness just like sparks inspiration in Dandy. So now he's not envious anymore, he's not mad anymore. And then he's like, okay, well, since he has the connection to, like, he's the shopkeeper and he's like the main character of the game, like in my AU, he could be like, you know what, V, instead of going against you, I want to help you rather than hurt you. And so Dandy would be like, yeah, I'll help you, like, I'll give you access to my resources so we could do this together and we can make the world better together. And then V's like, oh hell yeah. And then they like bond because of that, on their similarities rather than having a rivalry. And then because of that, in my AU, I ship Flower Vision because I'm awesome. Yep. That's my awesome AU. Where like Dandy is like, yes V, yes W, yes V, let's work together, and then heart eyes, and then they fall in love and then get married. No, they don't get married. Yes, hello. Like, yes, so in that AU it would be like super like polyamorous V, and then V's dating Shelly, and V's dating Dandy, and V's dating Crystal Pepperoni Sprinkles, and V is also me, because after Crystal Pepperoni Sprinkles installed the new program in her brain, she also accidentally got some of her like Crystal Pepperoni Sprinkles DNA in there, so it kind of like merged with her body, and then like that's why she has crystal markings, and that's why she's like my AU. That's my AU. Yes, my AU. Sleeping is overrated. Said, hold up, this writing is fire. Yay, thank you. I'm so happy. Talking about the AU was like so W. Very Oa said, that's such a crazy ship. Yeah, because canonically that ship would not work, bruh. I think some people ship it anyways because like a rivalry heart eyes type beat, which is funny. It's like a silly little rivalry, like enemies to lovers type beat. That's how I feel about it. Yes, my AU. It's like I was like, I'm an adult, so if I self-ship, it would be like cringe. No, that's not cringe. It's W and it's face, and I need to unlearn that shit because oh my god, yes. Ship my former enemy, my twin, and myself. Hell yeah. Sleeping is overrated. It's so true. People will shit me out. Mario said that if the Dandy's World fandom hears about this, snore. Z. I'm going to sleep. If the Dandy's World fandom is like, oh my god, Crystal Property Sprinkles Kitty Dog Crystal is so cringe because she self-ships me and then made an AU about it, I will literally be like, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, little baby. Okay, the only thing that is like if Quell herself goes like, can you do Crystal Property Sprinkle? You need to stop it, and you need to not do this. Then I will be like, okie dokie, Loki. Yeah. So if the Neko said, which I'm pretty sure it's like sarcastically and representing the I turned 18, so the mental switch in my brain should have flipped. That's how adjusting works. Yeah, I know that's, I just had to be clear that that was obvious sarcasm, and it's like, nah, bruh. I think it's like after becoming an adult, so like some things I was like, I don't care, I'm cringing, I'm free, and then some things I was like, oh, I gotta be a well-adjusted member of society. Except like V self-shipping isn't not being a well-adjusted member of society. It's just like, oh man, like ingrained like fear from like people like cringe culture and stuff, and people being like, oh my god, that is so cringe. Oh my god. Soap the Neko said, are you under the influence? Under the influence of baseness? Just kidding. I'm under the influence of ADHD medication and antidepressants. That's like medication on a, that's like, does that count as being under the influence? Because I'm pretty sure, like, okay, if you're under the influence, you can't drive. So if you like drunk, then you can't drive. If you're high, I don't know if you're high on weed, you can't drive, but that maybe. But like if I'm on like normal like psychiatric medication, then I can drive. I mean, I can't drive to begin with, but I'm just giving examples. I'm just giving examples. Aqua Killer Paws said, when I try to be cringe and free but end up humbling myself instead, oh no. Is that like being like, fuck it, I don't care, I'm gonna be cringe, and then being like, ooh, I can't do this anymore, I'm too cringe. Yeah, well, I'm like, I'm literally, so, Damn, this water's so good. Something Neko said, me and my stepmother 2 hours ago laughing about how being 18 does not equal mentally grown up. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, in some ways, and I would feel that in some ways, obviously, with, oh my god, there's a gecko on my mirror. Oh my god. Like, you know, it's a gradient, obviously, not a gradient, but like it's a process of growing up, because like being 18 and like your later teenage years, over that time period, that's when you're slowly getting more and more like life experience, and then like your early 20s, you're getting more and more, like as time goes on, you get more life experiences, and yeah, that's, yeah. It's obvious that it's not like flip like a switch. 1 millisecond, you're so totally 100% like this. My gosh, like wear a suit and tie and do taxes. I mean, you can do taxes when you're a kid too, so whatever. But like, yeah. Oh yeah, this song is by Thayer Period, and now I can show it on stream. This song's by Thayer Period. It's like so W-pilled, and it's like, yays. But now I can show it on screen, and like you could watch listen to the song if you want to, outside of like me animating it, because I was so shocked when I saw that Thayer Period collab with Aisha Erotica, and not only that, but the fact that they literally that Thayer Period commissioned me to animate it officially, which is fucking awesome. And I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, now I want to mention that Thayer Period is trans femme, I think, like, so she uses she her now. I know in my old descriptions I used like she used any pronouns or he and they, and that's not true anymore. So yeah, Thayer Period, more like she her period. That's on period. But yeah, she's literally like like she sent me this song, and I was like, no way, you collab with Aisha Erotica for this? It's so awesome. Oh my god. Oh man. Jeff the Burb said, you might have heard that the brain doesn't fully develop until around mid-20s, but for a lot of neurodivergent brains, etc., ADHD, etc., the average age is actually mid-30s. Holy shit, I didn't realize that the brain can fully develop more later on. I think it's definitely possible. I didn't know that neurodivergency could play a part in that. And that's actually very interesting to think about, because when I'm not afraid of growing up. I'm the only thing is physically might get harder because of like older people might need more like care as time goes on, but I'm not like afraid of that or anything. It's just like when I get older, the older I get, like people might be like, oh, you're too old for this, oh, SMH, but I don't think that is gonna happen. Honestly, I think when I'm in my 40s and 50s and 60s, I will still be like a furry art enjoyer, and like I will literally still be passionate. Like if I can be more passionate about art and animation than I was a decade ago, then there's no reason for that not to still be the case in the coming decades, because I fucking love this. I love this. Oh my god. So happy, I'm so happy. Cartoon Splash said, trans artist collabing with the trans queen is such a W. My god, yes, it is such a W. It makes me so happy to see this sort of thing happen, like artists collaborating and making like awesome stuff. Like it makes me so happy and excited. And like, I really love working with their period. Like, it's always super fun to see what, like, to animate her, like, music. Because, yeah, she's always been, like, she's always had great music that I love animating. I loved animating. Yeah, Soph the Neko said, the scariest ideas of life is being stuck in a loop of trying to recreate your youth. Growing is based, embrace it. Too old isn't real, which has nothing to do with interest. Youth has to do with wisdom, not interest. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, man. I've definitely had, like, especially in, like, 2022 to 2023, or in 2024 even. No, wait, let me think even. From, like, 2022 to 2025 even. There have been so many times where I was trying to recreate or, like, even, like mentally, like, go, like, redo my childhood, or not redo my childhood, but, like, not be able to, like properly, like, there's a difference between that and, like, the embrace. I feel there's a difference between that and embracing nostalgia and nostalgic, like, design choices and expression, because I absolutely love expressing with, like, styles similar to my old style, because that's, like, it's awesome. But the way that the way I did it back in between 2022 to 2025, even mid 2025, was I was in kind of a bad place mentally, so I wasn't able to implement those things well. I wasn't able to, like, draw it in a way that I was satisfied with, because it was all like, why is it not like accurate? But now, like, it's less of a I'm trying to recreate it and more of a I want to this would make my younger self happy, and this makes my current self happy, and I am just having so much fun. I'm having so much fun. Perseverance said, being mentally disabled sucks. Why are people my age in college moving out and getting their shit together while I like collecting dog plushies? And Jeff the Verb said, Perseverance, honestly, do not worry about it. Collecting dog plushies sounds a lot less stressful than college, and moving out, lol, is a lot more common these days for moving out to be delayed. Yeah, honestly, like, I genuinely, like, I have, obviously, like, y'all know, I'm neurodivergent, got mental issues, always fucking miss you, type beat. But at the same time, like, not everyone is going to move at the same pace, or even, like, not everyone's going to move out at all. Like, especially with the society we're in today, where rent prices are giga crazy. Like going to college, I dropped out, like, because adjusting to online school was too stressful for me. Especially, okay, because my context is, in 2020, I swapped from one school to another because I was failing in that first school, and it wasn't like I swapped to a school that was more specialized for neurodivergent people, and, like, people who are like in, like, lower grades than their age group, or, like, stuff like that, where people might need more like a more chiller vibe, I guess, more assistance. So in my previous school, the chairs were like formatted like, you know, the shit basic school way where the chairs are uncomfortable as shit. In the new school I went to, you could sit anywhere. You had the freedom to sit anywhere. There wasn't like assigned seats. So you could sit on couch, you could sit on the floor. All that mattered was that you were learning. And that is what helped me to actually be able to learn the content and stop failing. So then I stopped failing. Okay, it was in late 2019, not 2020 yet. So I stopped failing. But then in early 2020, when the whole like lockdowns happened, it just took me away from the thing that was helping me the most with my learning. Like, it sucked. It sucked so bad. Like, I was so sad because it was like the whole point of me swapping schools was for this. And now I had to go on online school. And I know a lot of neurodivergent people have said that they enjoyed online school. Like, a lot of my friends said they liked it better. But for me, a big part of that structure was the like physical like environment and building a learning environment. Like, I could not feel like I was in a learning environment if I was on a Zoom call. So yeah, then I ended up failing again. And so that's why I ended up dropping out of that's why I ended up failing and dropping out after I became a super senior. So, yeah. Yeah, that's why I did. At the end of the day, like, unfortunately, it's really sad that a lot of people have experiences like that and don't have the opportunity to fix it. And like, that's sad. So every day I appreciate the fact that I was able to find a way to cope with my situation. And with that was being able to work with like furry art and stuff, because like having the opportunity to work with my channel and commissions and music, etc. And it really sucks that it's a very, very saturated market. It's hard to, like, it's a competitive market. It's hard to get noticed when, like, it's hard to get noticed, and it can take a lot of luck and efforts, but it's definitely possible in some cases. And every day I just am very grateful that I'm able to make art and live with that freedom and stuff. Yeah. Something Neko said, why do education systems expect us to go along with the system as if we're robots? Neurodivergency is equally as prevalent in race and gender. Can we please be progressive and embrace brain diversity so everyone can learn? That is so true. One of my teachers, one of the last things I talked about to one of my teachers before dropping out was just that very thing, that schools deserve to be structured better, about how like schools are still based on so many things that were created in the Industrial Revolution, you know, when everybody needed to be trained, like when people needed to work, like get into the workforce, the way that school was structured started being around getting into the workforce instead of learning. And because of that, it was built for that society that had newfound industrial stuff. But then, like, nowadays, we should put more of a focus on learning in these school systems. And yeah, lots of teachers are like, we wish we could do something about it, but unfortunately, like so deeply ingrained in the school system. So teachers do what they can. I mean, not all of them do what they can. Some of them do it just for like pay, or just don't realize how to help. But some teachers that I've seen and known have done what they could to make things better, even if they don't have like the power to do everything. So yeah, yeah, that was the last thing I talked about, because I was talking to my teacher about how I wanted to drop out, and because of a lot of the things, those things. Yeah. Yeah, they have power to do some things that like they're like at laws level. I feel like school needs to be more prioritized as the government, especially the American government, needs to put more money into schools and education and proper education. That's my political hot take. It's not a hot take at all. But yeah, that's, some people could see that as a political take. But yeah, I believe that schools deserve more funding, especially since schools is where the kids are going to, the people who are growing up, the future audience of, not audience, the future Red Note notification. Fuck. Oh yeah, people in Red Note like my shit. That's awesome. But the future population, obviously, and you obviously want the future population to be smart. You want the future population to be smart. Jeff the Burb said, what's the state of the education system like in Australia? Okay, I'm not all that familiar with the education system in Australia. I do know some things. I know that Australians wear uniforms. In America, we don't wear uniforms, but yeah, they have school uniforms over here. Pezzy Furran said, I can answer it because I'm Australian. I was raised in it. Yeah, I guess y'all Australians can give your 2 cents about this, since I didn't grow up in Australia, but I live here as an adult. So yeah, if you have insight, that would be cool to that would be cool to know. Yum 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 yum. Scrubby said, do they teach Australians to streamly arc? They fucking should. Yes, they should. They all should, because we gotta perform, and she gotta perform. So deluxe. Like, oh my god, I need to do lip sync. No, I can't do this without lip sync. Lip sync is needed. This is what I'm saying. This was gonna be another lazy tweening animation, but now it's just gonna be another majority tweening, and also included frame by frame animation that's like 3 minutes long. Aqua Killer Paw said, the system rewards us for complying to abuse and not question authority. I realized this today. There's literally a made-up disorder called oppositional defiant disorder made to gaslight kids into behaving. Holy shit. Yeah, that's genuinely like so awful for the structure of the school system, and the oppositional defiant disorder, like against it's like against like questioning authority, or like being like adverse to complying with authority. like, sure, you can have those traits, but like, it's not because of like not obeying authority is like not like you can have those traits and have like mental illness stuff, but like it's not. I don't think it itself should be counted as disorderly. Lazy tweet animation. Oh my god. Jeff the Burp said, "Oh my days, awkward killer pause. I agree so much. ODD is nothing. I refuse to believe it." Oh my god. Yeah, honestly. Like, I didn't think about that before. But wow. And he said, "I definitely think oppositional defiant disorder is related to other real neurodivergent conditions like ADHD and autism, but making a whole disorder for that is crazy." I guess, yeah, when I was stumbling over my words a couple of seconds ago, that's what I was trying to say, but I wasn't sure how to word it. Like, you worded it great. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yay. Oh shoot. I forgot that I had it looping. Oh shit. My shit's lagging so bad. Oh my god. There we go. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, okay. There's so many fucking symbols in this shit that's like, oh my god. Jeff the Burp said, "If anyone here is diagnosed or has symptoms of ODD and you're aware or suspect you have autism, I recommend searching PDA, pathological demand avoidance." I have definitely heard of pathological demand avoidance, and that sounds way more accurate to the situation, that sort of deal. That's like, holy shit. Yeah, that sounds way more. I've looked into pathological demand avoidance stuff, and I've definitely had that sort of shit. Like, yeah. Absolutely. Boogie woogie woogie, boogie woogie woogie woogie. Yeah. Oh man, boogie woogie woogie, boogie woogie 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 woogie. Yay. Water. This water's so good. Holy shit. This water's so good. I need to draw more. More. All right. Maybe I'll just do lip sync on some of them. One touch, one kiss, one grudge. Right here is where I'll start the lip sync. The lip sync will do it because the tongue like sticking out. I want it to be there. Woogie 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 woogie. Sof the Neko said, "Explain the symbolism in your animation, please. Is it spiritual / ancient? Is it personal?" Let's see. Okay. If you're talking about like the symbolism with the part that I just drew over here, right here. I feel like it's both like spiritual and like personal brain, like maybe not like personal as in like, oh, this is too personal to share, but like stuff relating to my person. Oh my god. Like, so this is kind of like right here. The lyrics "trying to find God in your eyes," and I wanted to represent that with both orb and horn, like having the fractal symbolism. So the fractal, I feel, okay, the characters in the KD system are not 100% accurate to me in real life anymore. When I designed them, they were meant to be, but now they are like giga not the same or similar at all. So now with the crystal altars, I guess, the different altar characters represent different fractures in her mindscape type shit. And there is a physical representation, like it's a magical physical representation inside of her body sometimes. So that's why Horn is next to Orb, because she can change her appearance externally to represent the character alter that is internally. She doesn't do that always. Sometimes the external design is slightly inspired, and sometimes it's not shown at all. But here is the I guess spiritual connection. Fractal has a very spiritual connection and is very one with the world and everything. And so she has this kind of spiritual connection here, and it shows through Horn's face, it's crystal next to Orb, so it's externally not inside of the mindscape. There in this animation it shows going from outside of the mindscape to inside of the mindscape. So here's this part. Let me show. It goes from outside of the mindscape to inside of it, and then she's with all the others next to the others and shit. And then now when she's next to Orb and the other characters like Wafflecopter and Cupcake Cat, now she's externalized herself. And so if for example Fractal were to come closer to front and show some of her physical features on the face of Crystal, then that would happen. And what's happening with Orb is that Orb is getting that spiritual connection back, and it's meant to show the that Orb understands, I guess. Orb is getting a deeper understanding and connection. So and it goes, right from back to inside of it. So obviously, this is a magical furry creature who has literal magic in her brain, and it does not represent what's real life shit is it's all metaphorical, I guess. I don't want people a part of me, I was debating on whether I should make Crystal not a system anymore, because I was worried that people would think the magical elements of her systemhood would be misrepresentation of dissociative disorders. And I absolutely don't want to misrepresent dissociative disorders as somebody who definitely has a dissociative disorder and might not understand. There's so many variations with dissociative disorders that differentiate one's experience from another. So I really don't want to misrepresent that. And because of that, I was considering making her not a system. But at the same time, I feel it's a very, very important part of her character. So I wouldn't label her as having, I wouldn't label her specifically as having DID or having OSDD or having this type of disorder, but rather because of her magic elements, she has symptoms of a dissociative disorder, but it's not something that is possible in real life. Like a fictional, Jeff the Burb said, I'm sure you could make Crystal have a sort of fictional plurality without it being inherently related to having DID/OSDD. Yeah. Absolutely. And you said, yes, peak like Ina. Yo, that would be a great way of like bridging the gap between my desire to portray Crystal the way that I want to with that magic and stuff, whilst also not want to misrepresent like real plurality and stuff. Yeah. So the Neko said, those OCs represent spiritual consciousness, which is artistic, not literal. Genuine question. And you said, wait, no, the variety of KD OCs did of such with general understanding of energetic consciousness/awareness. I might have misunderstood, lol. So these characters, like Crystal's alter, definitely have connection and understanding with like consciousness. They have like some sorts of spiritual connections and stuff, but that's not what defines them as their characters. Aqua Killer Pause said, like, didn't she develop through fictional means in a way that isn't how it develops IRL? I think the way that I wrote the story, I feel, was definitely like there's trauma involved, which is why her mind is fractured, which is how like dissociative disorders are formed in real life, like with being formed through trauma. I think when I originally wrote her like that, I wasn't entirely sure of what I was doing. Like, I think I info dumped maybe to Aqua Killer Foz about my ideas. But now, yeah, she's definitely, like, she's gone through it, and that's why her mind is fractured. And then I also came up with new ideas for the new like OCs that I've been making and adding to it. Like, for example, what's that motherfucker? Neutron Star, my newer character, Neutron Star, who is a fragment of Crystal and developed later on from different event stuff. So yeah, it's definitely like still like based on like the character fractured from a traumatic events, but at the same time, the way that manifests and the way that is shown is not the same as in real life. And I think people who do have these dissociative disorder could find let me drink water again. Could find comfort or relate to the things that are happening with Crystal, which is cool and good and intended, but also you could also relate and project on the characters in a way that doesn't necessarily involve dissociation or systemhood. Like, for example, maybe you might have like very fluctuating emotions, or emotion like a disorder that involves like mood swings and emotional states that can make you feel like very like, you know, yeah, sort of shit like that might involve dissociation, or might involve like shit. Like, you could find comfort in Crystal in that way, or you could be like, you know, just like you could even find comfort in just like relate to some of the things without, you know, even any of it. Yeah, I want it to be not necessarily systemhood, like not systemhood, but not necessarily like you can only relate to Crystal Pepperoni Sprinkles, and you can only be a Crystal Pepperoni Sprinkles Kenny if you have every single canonical like emojis. Like no. Neutron star. Yeah, I want to do it in a way that absolutely clarifies all those points to make sure, because I know that a lot of representation, especially for in like disorders that are dissociative disorders, etc., a lot of it has been disrespected and disrespectful throughout time. And I feel like people have also felt that my representation, despite being based on myself and my own experiences, was disrespectful out of like, I haven't fully figured myself out. Like, I mean, I still haven't fully figured myself out in some regards, but I'm still growing and learning, and I want to be able to represent stuff in a way that ensures that it doesn't have a harmful effect on like people who are already like have so much bad rep to begin with. Robot Cut 8842 asks, what are we talking about? I just joined. Oh, I'm basically talking about the different characters that are in Crystal's brain and talking about how I was considering making Crystal not a system because I didn't want to misrepresent a dissociative disorder, because these characters are magical furry creatures who, the way that the characters work is not the same as how the real life disorders work on merit of being silly fictional characters. Like, for example, Crystal can instantly change, like Crystal altered characters can instantly change Crystal's body to match their internal physical appearance. That's not that. You can't do that in real life. Like, obviously. But yeah, it's just on merit that she's a fictional creature who has like powers and stuff. And like the way it's structured, I want to be as respectful as possible to that sort of thing. Yeah. LBW and pilled. Like, yeah, so the way that I see it now is that she can still be considered being a character with plurality. However, it's not like on merit of her being a fictional character. It's not any of the real life diagnoses and shit for, yeah, dissociative disorders. I guess the way I see it, it's similar to how all my characters are biologically gender fluid. So they can magically swap their sex characteristics. However, that's not how gender works in real life. It's literally just on merit of them being silly fictional species. Yeah. Toria said, Zola, I just made a fusion with Pancake and an ancient furry OC, kind of my own close species. Can I post it on Toy House? It's a new Kitty Dog variant too. If you make the fusion of Pancake, is it fused with a character that you have that already exists? Because if it's a fusion of a character that exists, I would be okay with you posting it on Toy House under a new tab, under your character tab, and then I could put it in, like, if I edit Pancake / boobs, like, Toy House page, I can add a fan designs folder so that people can link their tabs with fan designs. If it's a fusion, like, and doesn't already exist, like on Toy House, then I'll have to think about that one real but like I'm not sure if that's what it is. But yeah, if you have it, I would prefer if it's under a character tab. There was one instance where somebody posted, like I said, yeah, you can have like a fusion, or not a fusion, like their character shifts appearances, but with the way that their Toy House is structured, they have all the appearance shifts in a folder under different separate characters. So they did that, and then I was like, oopsie, I didn't realize that it wasn't going to be a tab. I'll let you keep it just because this is how your Toy House is structured overall, but for future reference, if anyone wants to do anything similar to then please do it as a tab instead. Dissonant Nocturne System said, honestly, I think so long as you aren't like making evil alters, clearly like meaning to just be evil alter egos all the time or whatever. I don't know. I don't think Crystal is disrespectful. Okay, I'm glad about that because, yeah, I do have characters that could be seen as evil or doing evil things, but it doesn't mean that they are inherently evil or just like the evil alter or whatever. It's like they have purpose. There's a reason why they're formed that way. They're not just two-dimensional, I'm evil because I'm evil. No, they're complex characters with their own like personality that is like there's a reason why they act that way, like any other characters. Cartoon Slash said, saw Daydream is in the same folder as Neutron Star. I moved him out as of the folder, actually. I think if he's still there, he shouldn't be, because I was gonna make him a Crystal fragment, but then I was like, fuck no, I like him being Crystal's brother. I think it's funny. I actually do want to make Daydream Crystal's brother canonically. I think that would be hilarious. Dissonant Nocturne System said, lol, reading that part out loud, but not the first bit about Pixons is kind of funny. Oops, I forgot to read that part. I'll read that part. You said, so like a friend of ours diagnosed has made a species called Pixons. Plural Pixons can add magic scales to their back that allows their body to slightly shift appearance based on fronting alters. It's magic. Yeah, that's sick. That's awesome. I think alters / dissociative disorder representation, like neurodivergence representation in media and in characters is really cool, and just in general. But like there can be like a line between making sure that you don't like do anything that worsens oh shit, I just dropped my iPad, like that worsens stigma, while also being creative with it and respectful with it. And I think that that's good. I just like, one of the things that I really wanted to be aware of with Crystal's system and like any character that I might make, like how, like I was considering giving like boob / pancake. I do have the rain boob system sort of thing like laid out, but I was like, I don't know if I want to make it canon or not. But like like stuff like that exists. There's stuff that is in real life and stuff that isn't in real life. And I think it's really important to differentiate, because one of the things that is important, I wanted to make an important like portrayal, I wanted to portray right, was because I did not want to like worsen stigma with like people thinking that system hopping was a thing. I'm just like, I know this like there's a lot of controversy behind system stuff, but I will say that system hopping I don't personally agree with, because like if you don't know what that is, that would be like a system goes from one person's brain to another person's brain in real life. Now that, yeah, I don't believe that that would be a thing that would be possible or good. Now I know that people have like, there's stuff like a person forming interject or an alter based off of someone else's alter or someone else, but that doesn't mean that that alter just got taken out of one person's brain and transferred to the other person's brain. Like, I feel like the only way that that would be possible is if if society advanced to do fucking brain surgery and isolated all the parts of that alter and then and took out the brain from the brain surgery and then fucking put it in the other person's brain. But honestly, if you're at that point, you should just fuck it. If you're at that point, then you should just fucking do other crazy sci-fi shit that makes everyone's lives easier. So why the fuck would you do that? But yeah, in saying that, because people definitely it's definitely a thing that is not a thing. It's definitely something that I wanted to be wary of. I don't want to be propagated in real life as something that you can do. It would technically be possible in the kitty dog universe simply because of the magic involved. It would be technically possible. That's not to say, I don't think that I might not write anything pertaining to that just because I really don't want to, I'm really afraid of portraying that as a thing that is possible. Or someone, even if I don't portray it as a thing as possible, I don't want anyone going it happened in the kitty dog story, so therefore I'm gonna do it in real life. Because honestly, what I've heard is that if you try to do it in real life, it can be traumatizing. So yeah, that's not something that I want to happen ever. Yeah, dissonant nocturne system, this said the closest I can think of it is two people are so close that by coincidence one person forms an interject of someone else's alter and then the other one goes fully dormant. Yeah, dissonant nocturne system said portraying system hopping would not be the best idea there because there are lots of younger folks who already believe in it. Yeah, I definitely don't want to portray it in there because whilst even though with the magic it technically would be possible, I just don't want to risk that sort of representation being it being taken as representation, I guess. That's I want to be careful about that. Yeah. Ted Tubbs said, coming into your streams after not seeing one since you were 14 is like whiplash. I genuinely have never heard you speak full coherent sentences in these. Oh my God. Yeah. When I used to stream back when I was 13, 14, 15, etc., I genuinely I've rewatched those streams and seen my demeanor from back then, and I was like, oh my God, that is I'm so silly, I'm so goofy all the time. Some things changed, some things haven't changed, but one thing that changed is that I feel I feel much more maturity in my perspective, much more awareness about the way I portray myself, and overall just a mixture of the whimsy that I had in childhood along with the newfound awareness that I have in adulthood. Yeah. XTCYDVL said, I remember your first streams, OMG. Also, you're a moderator, and I don't remember when I modded you. What? Yo. I don't remember when I modded you, but I definitely believe you considering you're a moderator, and I would give moderator more often when I was younger. So yeah. W. Yay. Toria said, by the way, their name is Maple, the fusion with pancake and flour, because flour represents flowers and pancakes are aka boo pancakes fusion, a sweet plant slash leaf. Oh my god, that's so sick. Because now you have like maple leaf, like maple syrup, and that like and it's also plant, so it would be like, that's so awesome. That's so peak. XTCYDVL said, I used to be Cat Dragon 260, but now I'm just a miserable 23-year-old. Oh my god. Oh, no, yeah, okay. That name sounds way more familiar to me. But at the same time, like, it's like doing a rebrand of sorts, like, when you get older is like the most, like, I've seen so many people do it. It's like normal to me, honestly. I haven't rebranded since I was 10. So, yeah, I've been Kitty Dog for over half my life, which is crazy. Oh my god. Oh man. Cartoons Flesh said, soda furries question. Since they're a hybrid of a furry and a soda bottle, are sentient soda bottles a part of everyday puffle fluffiest society? Honestly, I feel like soda bottles are more like plants when it comes down to it, because we have the glass fruits that grow on the trees that have like the liquid inside of them, and I feel like that a soda bottle would be just like a genetically modified version of those plants. So it would be like a fruit, I guess. And then in soda furries existing, that would be a genetic mashup of the two species. So part like soda bottle plant and part furry. Ted Tubbs said, yeah, this is breaking my brain because all I can remember is your sass. This is so refreshing to hear the same voice but noticeably matured. Yeah, I'm really glad about that, honestly. Like, okay, I won't lie, obviously, like, since you've not been in all my streams, like, I'm not all coherent all the time because, like, in my recent streams of being an adult, sometimes I'm medicated, sometimes I'm not. I recently did a stream where I was drunk, and sometimes, like, if I'm not medicated, it's more easy for me to, like, be all like, oh my god, guys, I'm freaking animating right now, and I'm making a freaking video. That was me imitating that right now, because right now, yeah, I'm medicated, so I'm able to more easily form thoughts and sentences, which is funny. But like, yeah, if I'm not, or if I'm actually drunk, yeah, one person who said, Jeff the Burf said, I remember everyone would think you're drunk or high on streams. Hell, even one person, I forgot who it was, thought that asked if I was under the influence / pause, which I'm under the influence of psychiatric medication. Woohoo! Like, yeah. Going back to what I was saying, I'm glad that it's cool to hear. Obviously, I'm not like that all the time, even nowadays, but it's really, really fun to get my thoughts out there and to talk about these things. Like, talk about things that matter and things that could be helpful, or maybe insights that people like I have. Jeff the Burp said, don't forget the echolalia. Hell yeah, I would be going like, waffle, 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 waffle. I like waffles. Oh my god, I would I still also do this, but like if I get locked in to thoughts, I don't sometimes, but I would like purr and like make sounds and stim and stuff like that. So it's like, it's fun to have like both expression, both ways of expressing myself in a coherent way and a silly way that might not make sense to everybody in the world. These Astrodel said, I just joined. I did not expect V. Yeah, I have become a V lover. I am obsessed with V. And so I self-ship V, I kin V, and I made an AU of V, and it's a newfound like fixation for me right now because I don't play Dandy's World, but like I've played it 3 times, so you could say I play Dandy's World, but I don't play it like often, you know. But I really like V's design, and so when I saw fan animations and art of V, I was like, oh my god, she's so cute. And so back in August 2025, I was like, what if I ship myself a V? And so I did for 1 second, and I was like, no, I can't do this. Everyone will throw rocks at me if I self-ship with V. Oh my god. But then recently I was like, I'm getting over it, because someone I'm really close to is a big Dandy's World fan, and so I decided to just learn a bit more about V, because okay, let me actually go back a step, I guess. Going back a step. Back when going back. No, I'm going back 1 step, not way back when. 1 step. Give me a sec to formulate my thought. Okay, I was writing a song, and it was just based on my emotions, and I was like, this kind of reminds me of the appearance of V. So I decided to get a little bit inspired by V. But at this point, I didn't know any of the lore, so I quite literally just looked up pictures of V and audio of V's twisted form, and I based the lyricism on that. And then I finished those lyrics, and then I was like, I think I'm gonna learn the lore, because I don't want to be a hashtag misrepresent the character or something. I want to make sure I get it accurate. Okay, the only one thing that's not accurate is the fact that, like, I wrote it about a telephone and V has a microphone, so I might make my VAU version have interchangeable telephone and microphone. But yeah, then upon reading V's lore, or not lore, but like canonical interactions, and watching a video about V's lore, like who is V, like I realized that I characterized bro very well, because I relate so bad to a lot of the canonical stuff with V. I literally, oh my god. Blossom Official said, I have no wait. That Blossom Official does not say that. Astrodel said, I have an OCX cannon with glisten and I'm still shy about it. Oh, that's okay. Oh my gosh, it's so W. I love OCX cannons with Peak. And Blossom Official said, I had an OCX cannon with my OC Blossom with freaking Jax from the Amazing Digital Circus. That's funny. And you also said, I have a V version 2 AU. That's awesome. That is so Peak. I forgot what I was saying originally. I think it was like to do with, oh yeah, my love for V and learning the lore. I don't know everything about the Dandy's World lore, obviously right now, but I do know a lot more about V as a character. And when I tell you, when I was watching that lore video, time after time after time after time after time, it was just more shit I relate to. Bam, more shit I relate to. What the fuck? More shit I relate to. Hello? What the fuck? Clementa said, someone commissioned me a Dandy's World self-ship art. It's so Peak. Oh my god, that's so awesome. You have also Dandy's World self-ship. That's so awesome. Yeah. Holy shit. I was gonna say all the things that I relate to when it comes to V. Oh my god. Like I both self-ship V and I can V. So it's like awesome. And so the things that I relate to about V, obviously her pride and joy is her game show, right? Obviously I don't run a game show with prizes and shit. Like that's not what I do. But my pride and joy is my animations, my streams, my music, my, it's like I'm putting on a show. And when I was younger, not when I was younger, and like for a while, I've represented feeling that way in the form of Crystal, like on the stage performing for an audience. And because of that, I feel a metaphorical relating here, because it feels like yeah, her pride and joy is her game show, and my pride and joy is my show of kitty dog, I guess. And things that she has because of it is she sometimes finds it quite hard to take compliments and fully actually take compliments. Because of it, she gets seen as, she puts up a mask of confidence, but in reality she is very she finds it hard to accept compliments, and she finds it hard to truly be confident about what she does. And I'm like, holy fucking shit. Like, okay, I won't say that I'm not confident at all with my stuff, but I've definitely had struggles similar to what V goes through. And like, oh my God, I have definitely struggled in that way. And like with her interactions with other tunes, like people complimenting her, and then she's just like doesn't know how to respond properly, or like she has the close tunes that are close to her who like understand, I guess. And then there are some people where that mask is slipping, some situations where that mask is slipping, where it shows that she can't properly express it, and her show of confidence gets seen as just a way to cope. Blossom officials, and V hates Dandy. Yes, I literally, one of the things in V's twisted design, it drove me crazy, because look, like V's twisted design, the one, like the art that says like, look at me, where she's showing that she with her insecurity, at the end of the day, she really does want those compliments, and she really does want that attention and admiration, but she she's suppressed it, and so that shows that up through the twisted design. And another thing that shows through the twisted design is the envy/jealousy of Dandy, which is another thing, which is because she and Dandy have kind of like a rivalry going on, I think, with them being enemies. And the way, I've literally had so much situations where I've had envy or jealousy develop about people whose art might be more cooler than mine, or stuff like that. That's something that's I gotta be able to I've learned to cope with it, and I've learned to deal with it the best I can by instead of taking my inspirations as, oh, I'm not good enough as them, showing appreciation for them for inspiring me and helping me become the person that I am, or even if it's not someone who's inspired by me, just not someone who's not someone who's inspired by me, not someone who I'm inspired by, like admiring, like if they like not being so like burdened by likes and views and interactions and stuff. But yeah, that's one thing that I really, really find comfort in with V and V's design and Twisted stuff, is that sort of thing, with that envy, jealousy, and feelings of wanting to be perceived, but then again, like not being able to show that properly. And another thing about V is that she can be very blunt about things. She can be very blunt and to the point about like how she feels and like how she reacts to things, and struggles with communication, which is just like, that's obviously like, that's like that feels so like, oh, autism coded, but also at the same time, like I can't deal with like being like super giga like indirect all the time. Like I need to often be like up, like total, like communicate like that, like straightforwardly, which is something that V does. Yeah. V, yeah, sometimes it comes across as rude to some people, which she doesn't see it as such, but like some others, like might find her to be rude, but she's really just speaking her mind the way she is. And that's definitely how people have seen me before. And it's like awesome. That's another thing that I relate to with V. So yeah, and also the thing about like worrying about being replaced. Oh my God. While I don't have like a V2 equivalent, oh shit, I'm getting a knock from my wife. Seems like my wife. Hello, I'm live streaming. Hi. Hi, June. Beautiful. Yeah? Dinner? Oh my gosh, yes, I would absolutely. I would absolutely love to get dinner, but I want to finish talking about what I was talking about about V.
Did you full message it?
Yeah, you can. Oh my God. So, what was I saying about V? I was saying that, let me remember. It was about her communication. Oh yeah, it was about V2. While I don't have a V2 equivalent, like I'm not afraid of literally being replaced, like as a robot. Like I do fear, like not being, oh my God, that's one of the things she does too, because she's fears being irrelevant. She fears being seen as being irrelevant. And through a lot of my life, I've feared like no longer like appealing to people with my stuff, or being replaced in the sense of now nobody needs my art anymore. Nobody likes my art anymore. And I've had that fear as well. So maybe my version of VV2 would be like the new AI algorithm shit that like is replacing people or like falling off or something. Maybe that would be my equivalent. But yeah, she's afraid of being replaced by VV2 and being like no longer needed anymore. And that's just something that I really, really, really relate to with her. And that's another thing that I mentioned about like in my AU with V, like my VAU, like Crystal Farfany Sprinkles puts in like the software so that like V becomes more confident and more comfortable with herself and able to take compliments, able to you know, like know her worth and stuff. And I feel like that is me projecting, because that's how I feel about how I want to deal with my insecure. Like, I obviously can't literally replace stuff in my brain, but I can like learn how to cope and implement strategies to be able to deal with feelings like envy or stuff. Yeah? Oh my god. You sound like you want food.
I'm so hungry that I'm like exhausted.
Okay, we can get food right now.
I'm sorry for interrupting a live stream.
It is okay. Everyone, thank you for coming to my live stream. And I might continue streaming later on because I literally, I'm so happy. Like, I want to say more about info dumping, about this stuff, and also want to finish this animation as soon as I can. So thank you everybody for watching. I'm gonna go eat with my wifey, my beautiful wifey. Yeah. Bye bye everybody and have a good day. And you see me on Unicycle.